In this lesson, we'll create bones for the character's fingers, and then we'll also work on mirroring its arm. Let's move over to our top view, and we'll grab our bones tool. From here, we could set our width and height to 2, just to make sure our chain is a bit smaller so we can fit it inside of the fingers. Alright, let's go ahead and start with our thumb. We'll create its root, and then we'll create a child that will deform the midsection. We're going to continue the chain all the way to our nail, and we'll go ahead and right click. Later we can come back and use Refine to add more resolution, but I think this is good for now. Let's now go ahead and move to the index finger, and we'll kind of do the same thing. We'll just create one bone object. I prefer taking this route because when we work with Refine, we can make sure that our entire chain flows very well, instead of adding resolution as we go, which tends to lead to a crooked chain. Alright, let's go ahead and end at the pinky finger. And now we can start to work with Refine. So I'm going to right click to exit Bones mode, and we can go ahead and grab Refine. We'll go ahead and add a segment to our thumb. We'll do the same thing for the index finger and our pinky. Very nice. Let's go ahead and move over to our perspective view, and we'll work on bringing up each root. So selecting all three, let's go ahead and translate them up. Okay, great. Now keep in mind, for a more advanced rig, you might add a bit more resolution to your chains, just to hold volume a bit better. But I think we'll get some great results with what we have here. And remember, the goal here is just to learn how the tools work, and then later we'll get into more advanced subjects where we create cooler systems. But for right now, again, we're working on just getting a great foundation, and we'll still create a very nice rig by the end of this. Okay, so this is the time where we check each bone's placement. Let's start with our thumb. I like where the root is right now. Let's go to its child. And here we can go ahead and grab our rotate tool. We'll make sure it's set to local mode. And we'll go ahead and rotate that child bone down, just to make sure it's fit nicely inside of this geometry. Great. Now another thing to think about is how the thumb is angled. You can see it's at a bit of a slant. So we can make sure our chain has that same slant, so we get some very natural looking deformations. Let's go ahead and grab the x-axis of that same bone and start to twist it. Okay, very nice. So once we've managed to do that, now it's just a matter of checking the placement of the other bone objects. We'll go ahead and move to the next child. I'd almost like to grab Bone Edit mode and move this up locally, just to fix its placement. And then we can go ahead and grab the nub and kind of bring that down a bit more, closer to the end of the nail. And I think that looks great. Alright, let's go ahead and move to the index finger next. We'll grab its root. We'll go ahead and grab our rotate tool. Let's turn off Bone Edit mode. Just go ahead and rotate that down. Now we'll do the same thing for its child. We'll just go ahead and bring that down a bit more. Okay, great. So now it's just a matter of using Bone Edit mode to kind of fix our placement a bit more. We'll go ahead and take the same bone object and translate it up. And the nub, I'd say we can go ahead and pull that back a bit more. Fantastic. All right, we just have the pinky left. Let's go ahead and grab our root. Disable Bone Edit mode. Let's go ahead and rotate this down. We'll go to the next bone object and do the same. Okay, great. I think this looks really nice. If we wanted to make a tweak here, we can always use Bone Edit mode to adjust our nub. Just translating it down a bit more. Great. Okay, how about this mid bone here? The root of our nub. Maybe we can go ahead and just translate that forward a bit more so it's centered. Great. Alright, this would be a good time to go ahead and rename each bone object. We already have an idea of the naming convention we'd use. So for the root of our thumb, we can name this BN L thumb underscore A01. I'll go ahead and copy that. We'll go to the next bone, and that will be thumb B. The next bone object will be, of course, thumb C. And then our nub will be BE, thumb D. Fantastic. All right, so let's go ahead and continue this naming convention for the index and pinky fingers. I'll go ahead and pause the video and get that done. All right, so now that each bone has been renamed, we can go ahead and grab each root and link to the wrist. We'll grab our link tool and get all of those connected. All right, it's now time to mirror this across. So let's go ahead and make sure that we have an accurate looking mirror. We could always work with another helper. So underneath create, we'll grab a point helper. Let's go ahead and add it, and we'll quick align it over to our clavicle. All right, so from here, we'll make sure our move tool is set to world mode. And what we'll do is go ahead and use the reciprocal of what we see in our mirror axis, which is the X. Great. So now it's just a matter of grabbing the clavicle. We'll go ahead and double click to select the entire chain, and we can now choose mirror. So once we've managed to mirror it, we should still have the same offset that we used for the legs, so we could always choose OK. Now remember, this chain is still tied to our chest bone. Now what we don't want is to move the chest as we start to move that clavicle. So here's what we'll do. With the clavicle selected, we'll go ahead and use unlink selection to break it from that hierarchy. And now we can press Shift A to go ahead and align it to our helper. Very nice. Okay, so it looks like there are a few bones that will need to be tweaked, but I think this is a great mirror. Looks like we just need to pull the thumb back a bit. There's a bit of asymmetry in this mesh, but no worries. We'll go ahead and get that taken care of quickly. All right, so we'll go ahead and grab our helper, and let's go ahead and remove that. Next, we can go ahead and take our clavicle and link back to our chest. All right, great. So from here, we can go ahead and take a look at our thumb. Remember, it's best to go ahead and unlink it first. Let's do that. Now we'll grab our move tool and start to move this in place. Okay, so we just had to move it back just a little bit. I think that looks great. So from here, we'll go ahead and grab our link tool, link back to the wrist. Once we've managed to do that, remember it's a good time to go ahead and freeze the entire chain at that point. Let's go ahead and grab our clavicle. We'll press the Q key to exit our link tool. Let's now press Control Page down to grab the entire chain. And we'll go ahead and Alt-right click and choose Freeze Transform. So once we've managed to clean the transforms of this chain, it's then just a matter of renaming each bone. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. Very simple. We just need to swap the L's for R's, and then we'll get rid of the suffix mirrored, and we're good to go. So that's going to be it for this lesson. We've managed to finish our skeleton. How cool is that? So the next step is to go ahead and skin our geometry. So let's go ahead and discuss that in the following lesson.